Capricorn. Welcome to June. So Capricorn, your ruling planet changed signs. Just changed signs at the end of May. So Saturn, your ruling planet, the planet of discipline, restriction, hardship. But remember, Saturn is like the disciplinarian father. And so over time, it brings great success, right? We see Saturn often pictured as a treasure chest that you're given the key to over time. So Saturn changed signs from Pisces. It had been hanging out there for the past 2.5 years. And at the end of May, it moved into the sign of Aries. What a big difference from any time a planet goes from Pisces to Aries. That's a big change. So now it's in the cardinal sign of Aries. Well, you're a cardinal sign, Capricorn. So you make a 90-degree angle with your ruling planet. So you're definitely going to need to make sure, it's almost like I'm seeing like a checklist, like make sure this is done, that I've done this, I've taken care of this, because Saturn's going to be there making sure and kind of hitting and making sure that you've done what you need to do, okay? Now, you have planets opposite you. So there's no planets in Capricorn right now, but there are planets in Cancer. And so this is called an opposition, right? So we have the sun in Cancer from June 20th to July 22nd. So the sun will be shining brightly across from you. We have Mercury, the planet of communication, in the sign of Cancer from June 8th to June 26th. This is a psychic placement when Mercury enters a water sign. So psychic energy is going to be higher for everyone. You're going to be asked to acknowledge that. I know Capricorn, sometimes you're a really practical, analytical sign, and sometimes intuition might not be your thing. Not all of you, but some of you. And this time it's going to be more heightened, and it's going to be opposite you, so it's going to want to be part of your reality. Jupiter's entering the sign of Cancer on June 9th, and I can't help but smile when I say that because it's the best placement for Jupiter, the planet of luck and blessings and expansion. Jupiter will be there from June 9th until July 1st of 2026. So you're going to have this great opposition going on. Jupiter makes everything bigger, but it's in its best placement. So may this bring you luck and blessings, especially in matters of the home and nurturing, which you're always being asked to look at because the sign Cancer is always opposite you. Now it's just going to be full of a lot of planets, okay? So there's going to be a lot of intensity, a lot of activity. Doesn't mean that things can't be good, because they can. Now, you also have some trines going on. So you have a square with Venus until June 6th, okay? So because Venus is in Aries also, so you have that 90-degree angle. But then once we get to June 6th to July 4th, you're going to have a harmonious trine with Venus, the planet of harmony and balance and diplomacy, and it rules relationships, and it also rules money, and it's in its own sign of Taurus. This is a beautiful thing. So enjoy the trine, positive, harmonious aspect for the next month. You also have a trine with Uranus, and you've had that going on for a while. But with Venus close to Uranus, money can show up, relationships can show up, because Uranus is often that lightning bolt, okay? Now you have a trine with Mars, the planet of action, once it moves into the Earth sign of Virgo on June 17th through August 6th. This is a great time for you to get organized. This is a great time to advocate for the things that you believe in, and especially advocating for Mother Earth, okay? And in an Earth sign, I think of you as an Earth keeper, Capricorn. All right, so lots of activity going on. Let's see what the cards have to say. Working with a couple decks here. Haven't looked at any of the cards yet. I'm going to pull you a couple theme cards here for the month. This is the Morgan Greer deck. This is my new favorite deck, the Magical Hours. I'm going to give you 2 from there. No, I guess I'm giving you 3 from there. I've doubled up. All right, I guess that's what it's going to be. Let's see what we've got to start. We've got the Page of Swords showing up. So Page is young energy, and Swords is the mind, and it's thought. And at first he almost looked like he was wearing like a graduation cap to me. But it's like you're going forward, you've got new ideas, you're going to get some things in motion. Now, card number 2 is the Moon. And the Moon, to me, a couple things come to mind. Even though the moon in tarot is a Pisces card, I often think of it as Cancer, but it's actually Pisces. But it does have some relations to Cancer in some ways. So we know you have all those planets in Cancer, but we know that there's just going to be a lot of psychic energy in general this month, especially for you. And we also have the full moon in Sagittarius this month. So I see a lot of intuitive energy here. A lot of power. These two cards wanted to come out. I was going to pick one, and two came out. Six of Swords, moving forward. She's holding the moon in her hands. Six of Swords, look at her little boat made out of newspaper. Six of Swords is about moving forward with something, okay? Getting things moving. And we kind of almost got that with the Page of Swords back there also. Let's see what the bonus card was. Oh, the Fool. Interesting how there's like another like wolf or dog down there. There was some down here, coyotes maybe. Okay, so the Fool card wanted to show up, and the Fool is what the whole tarot deck's about. It's a leap of faith, a journey forward, okay? So maybe you don't feel like you know enough to jump into this new territory. Maybe you've got some underlying fears about what you're going to do next, but you're going to take this step ahead. And it looks like you've got some helpers here. Looks like the dog energy is showing up for you. It's funny because when I was just looking at this card, the back of the Magical Hours Tarot, and I hadn't noticed before that that looks like a fox to me, even though it's not, it's a flower. But that was what I was thinking right before I flipped those cards over. And it seems to me that the dog, because isn't the fox kind of, is it in the canine family, I think? So I think you've got some canine energy, whether that be a dog, a coyote, a wolf, or even a fox. Seems that there is, they're your helpers this month. Use that, maybe do some research about that kind of medicine, the dog medicine, but almost like the wild dogs, okay? And so you're going to get out there and they're known for howling, right? And so you're going to get out there and you're just going to howl. And it's okay if you don't sound like everybody else or do it the same way as everybody else. You're going to do it your way. Now, I was going to give you a Queen of the Moon Oracle, but the Fool showed up instead. Let me just get one more card here, Queen of the Moon Oracle. And then I also like to ask, what is the most important thing that I am here to tell Capricorn today? I'm actually going to pull two because I want to see if the Fool card repeats in the Morgan Greer. Okay, so let's go with these. Your first card from the Queen of the Moon Oracle is the Pleasure card. Waning Gibbous 2. Okay, that's not a bad one, right? Pleasure. And we'll read about that. Let's just check out what the book says. This is card number 18, which in numerology would be a 9, which we're in a 9 year. 2025 equals 9. It says, are you taking life too intensely or too seriously? The time has come to call in the pleasure of life. Seek lightness, lightheartedness at this time. Focus on what would make you happy. Schedule in activities you find pleasurable. Your quote is, open myself to the pleasures of life. And let's see, read the last paragraph. It says, our ancient ancestors knew the importance of pleasure in the forming of a healthy mind, body, and spirit. There were gods and goddesses dedicated to happiness and the pleasures of life, such as the Egyptian goddess Hathor. The temples of Hathor were joyful places full of songs and beauty. There were even small temples placed in her honor outside other major deities' temples so that people could be in a happy and contented mental mood before entering to worship. The Egyptians clearly believed that having a positive or relaxed state of mind assisted in having a positive spiritual connection. And it's suggesting the stone turquoise to you. Okay, so turquoise might be your stone. You're being asked to move into pleasure. You know, that kind of changes the reading a little bit because it's like, you know, Capricorn, you're known to work hard. You're known to be someone who knows that good things take time to build. But maybe you need to step foot into a new journey of joy, of pleasure. Maybe you need to get out there and see that new moon, full moon this month. Maybe you need to take a little trip with the Six of Swords and savor nature. Okay, let's see what the most important things I needed to tell you were. Here's the Justice card, which is basically about all that balance. It's card number 11, which equals 2. So it has relationship themes, making sure you're balancing your relationships. I think that's always a thing for you, Capricorn. And your other card is the Sun, and there's a face-off between two people. This is Leo. This is a card of joy. It's a card of seeing things clearly. So make sure that you're seeing yourself. Make sure that you are giving time to your relationships. And the Sun, get out there and enjoy the summer while it's here. Okay, I'm going to move these cards over to the side. And I think that's a pretty good reading, Capricorn. I really like it. All right, now I'm going to give you a card for each week of the month as we're moving through the month of June, seeing what you need to know. I'm calling it 5 weeks, so let's see what we got. Week number 1, the 1st through the 7th, you've got the 10 of Pentacles. Such a Capricorn card. There's your family life. There's your legacy. There's all the things important to you showing up the first week. Very beautiful. And there you are, spending time with your family and spending time in nature and being around the people that bring you joy. The 8th through the 14th, well, you've got the 10 of Swords, so maybe you're a little exhausted there, okay? So 2 10s in a row. So we see things kind of hitting like a high point going into a new stage. The 15th, this is Father's Day. Week ahead, and you have the Queen of Wands, and this is an adventurous queen here, spicy fire queen. So maybe with dad you take an adventure, or maybe if dad's on the other side, you go do something that he would have loved to do. Okay, maybe bring a picture of him along. The 22nd through the 28th, here's the King of Pentacles. This is so you, Capricorn. You got your cake, you've got your villa in France in the background, you've got a glass of wine, you've got your dog, there's dog energy there. And so, there was a dog up here in the first one too. Look at how cute. Okay, so you got some dog energy, and the King of Pentacles is a great card to see there the week of the 22nd through the 28th. It looks like you've found the balance by then. Now, the last week, the 29th, which goes into 4th of July week, here's the Knight of Cups, and he's just flying around spreading love, and he is questing after emotional satisfaction. He also looks like he's flying overseas. So I hope you're having some good times here. The only week, the 8th through the 14th just looks like it might be some exhaustion. So make sure that you pay attention to that. A lot of overthinking, nervous energy, but it seems like it clears up the rest of the month. All right, I'm going to throw some dice here. So what themes we have? We got Mars and Pisces in the 8th house. Okay, so Mars and Pisces, I think that's the worst placement for it. Let me look at my little cheat sheet here. Mars in, no, I guess that's not true. Mars in Cancer is the worst placement for it. Okay, so Mars in Pisces. Well, you think of Pisces, I think about retreating back. And I also think about a lot of creative energy. And I think about breaking cycles because it's a karmic sign. And so Mars taking action, it's also written as a symbol for men, and it's Father's Day month. So Mars in Pisces in Scorpio's house, 8th house of transformation and change. So I definitely think that you need rest. And I think that will help you break the karmic cycle of being a workaholic, which Capricorn tends to be. So just rest is your assignment, okay? Kind of like a dog, right? Don't they sleep like 80-something% of the time? That's you this month, okay? If you can. Or even if it just means an extra 20 minutes in the morning. Maybe get to bed an extra 30 minutes early. And maybe you take a longer lunch, okay? If that's what it looks like, that's good. That's still this is what I'm talking about. All right, let me get the charm bowl. So, my big punch bowl of charms. And let's have fun with this. Keep this light. We're just looking for, anything that jumps out. And initials, anything that makes sense to you. I love throwing these around. It's so fun. All right, so let's flip over any letters here. And okay, so let's start way up here. We've got a house, a Mother Mary symbol, a little sailboat, which is kind of like that sailboat there that was in the Six of Swords. So maybe home away from home. We have the letter Z up at the top. Hopefully you'll get some Z's, get some sleep. You got a butterfly over here on the pleasure card and a heart. You've got the word courageous, Aries, that was landed over there on the sun. Now, let's see what we've got up here. On the first, you have like a wine goblet there, right? On that 10 of Pentacles, that whole family reunion thing. You got a toy soldier here on the fourth, or like a nutcracker. Third, you got a lot of energy between the third and the fourth. You have a key. You've got, I don't know, what's this, a saxophone, trumpet? I don't know, my horn did. I don't know my instruments that well. Okay, I've got a fairy, a cactus, and a heart. All right, so a lot of energy. I hope that key is to a hotel room. I hope that you get to go out and hear some live music. I hope you're having fun. 4th, 5th, 6th of June. On the 8th, over the 10 of Swords, you have the letter K, and no activity the rest of that week. The 16th, you have like a Chinese coin here. The 17th, you have a moon and a heart. The 18th, you have the letter E. The 19th, you have the letter G with a piece of quartz and a little house, right? So a lot of energy there on the 19th. On the 21st, you have the number 3. Now remember, I was talking about in the month ahead how the 25th is the luckiest day of the month. And if you haven't listened to the June month ahead, you might want to head over there and listen. So Jupiter, Kazami, the sun, Kazami, I don't know exactly how you're supposed to say it. It's when they're together. Right? So it's going to bring us really great blessings. You have a sword here on the 24th. You have the symbol for Marvelwood School, founded in 1956. So there's something there that's been long-term. Some themes of education. You've got a grounding black stone here. I think this might be hematite. And an O. All right? So a lot here, like this founded in 1956. Been there a long time. This hematite, grounding. Okay? And the letter O. Now, on the 30th, you have the letter M, an I on the 1st of July, another moon with a star. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, you have a wrench, and 4th of July, you have a heart with Mother Mary in it. At the bottom, you've got a 3 of heart, a U, and an E, and also a little shield, a little crest here, okay, like almost like a family crest. I wanted to say I saw the word glue, but I guess I'm wrong. Is there any? There's not much words we can make here. We have the name Meg, M-E-G. Meg and Z up here. I'm not sure how you spell the name Zoe. Anything else? Zig. All right. Okay, so let me give you some power days here this month. Capricorn, and you rolled, let's see, first of all, you are a Capricorn. So the moon will be in Capricorn on Wednesday, June 11th, right after the full moon in Sagittarius. We've got the moon in Capricorn, 9:55 p.m. on the 11th through the 12th, through Friday the 13th, into the 14th at 7 a.m. You also rolled Pisces. The moon will be in Pisces on June 16th, Monday, 2:09 p.m. through Tuesday the 17th through Wednesday the 18th until 7:08 p.m. You also continue because you rolled Mars, so we continue as the moon moves into Aries on Wednesday the 18th through the 19th through the 20th until 9:53 p.m. And then you rolled Scorpio, and the moon will be in Scorpio starting on Friday the 6th at 10:23 p.m. through the weekend, the 7th, the 8th, into the 9th until 10:56 a.m. These are power times for you, Capricorn. Thank you so much for joining me.